Crowl. Oh, you know what I did? Alright, my name is Jeff Crowl, and I'm here to entertain you with a story about green business. So we have 5 minutes to cover what took about 3.5 years to study in school. And so, hello. And so let's get right to it. A lot of the green business topics we'll hear about in business and such boil down to reframing people's outlook in business contexts around environmentalism. The word environmentalism itself tends to, it's an ism, it's a value statement. It asks, what are you willing to give up to help save the planet? Versus the word sustainability, I'll argue, tends to ask, how long can we keep doing what we're doing now? Or more simply, to what extent can this be sustained? Right after leaving Lewis and Clark, my career path took me into the world of banking. As such, the most accessible framework I found for this notion of green business, thank you, came from Paul Hawkins' book, The Ecology of Commerce. The word is natural capital. To give a brief example, imagine you have a savings account that draws annual interest. Now, if the interest you draw out equals the interest coming in, exactly, then your principal is going to last more or less forever. Now, the bad news is that if the interest that you draw out exceeds the interest coming in, you'll start cutting into your principal. And that's a bad thing, because next year there's less interest coming in. Therefore, you have to either cut back on your spending, or alternately, you'll keep cutting into the principal, and you'll know where that ends up. Now, the good news, however, is that if you're able to draw out less than the interest coming in, principal grows, your interest amount goes up each year, allowing you to spend more if you want to, or continue building additional levels of wealth. Now, at present, the services rendered by the ecosystems of the world have been valued at offering about $33 trillion of overall value to our economy every year. Now, that's free resources we get from the ecosystems of the world in the form of soil remediation, cleaning water, agriculture, and the like. All great things we see at present. Now, the bad news is that at this exact moment, what we're seeing is a lot of decline in a number of these ecosystems. In terms of capital, we're cutting into our principal and leaving less for further generations. Now, the good news, however, is that as we learn to use resources more efficiently, contribute back into natural capital, we'll see these ecosystems grow stronger, see more overall economic value coming in from Mother Earth, nature, offering more hope for children to come. Now, that's where business comes in. Like it or not, business is the most powerful force on the face of the earth at this moment. Markets decide what products are available, how much they're going to cost, and how they're produced. And yet those markets themselves arise from our behavior and our perceptions. And therefore, by changing our perceptions and our behavior, we'll have a tremendous ability to influence the world to come. And that's where things get really, really exciting. See, businesses are already beginning to adopt this concept of green business and use the resources more efficiently. At present, it doesn't really matter whether it's a core value of the CEOs in the management chain, whether it's some attempt to save money on resource efficiency, or if it's just a PR stunt. Speaking of PR, if you want a really weird story, ask me about Walmart during the Q&A session. Interesting and some very weird things happening over there. Now, that's the squid. Oh well. So even greenwashing, if you've heard the term, does have some value because it gets people talking about this concept of sustainability. And as internet culture grows, we're finding that more internet culture is getting better and better at holding companies accountable for what they say and what they do. And such, we're seeing this massive shift in consciousness around business culture, such that even business schools are starting to show students how to see through this green lens of sustainability. In particular, BGI, which I may have happened to have graduated from recently, teaches all of their courses in business content with this notion of sustainability woven all throughout. And as well as other organizations in the industry, especially here in Portland, good kids, Molly, Business Alliance for Local Urban Economies. Their whole mission statement is built around tying together local business chapters in different parts of the country to build synergy with companies in your own backyard that are shown to help build more jobs and have a more beneficial impact upon the environment. The Rocky Mountain Institute does a lot of work with the technological side of things as well. But they told us that we've already got all the technology we need to do all of this sustainably. What needs to change is, surprise, surprise, a change in culture and behavior. Now, with about a minute left, I'd like to discuss briefly a topic called gamification. If you haven't heard the term gamification before, that's okay, because in the years to come, you're going to hear a lot more about it. Gamification is to take the concepts we bring from a lot of games around the world into real-life management, education, and business applications. Put another way, games have a powerful ability to motivate and empower human behavior without dictating it. Even taking the bits and pieces of a game and putting it behind a user interface will find increasing applications to motivate and change human behavior. So what we also need right now is a really good story. And presentation matters. So if you want to engage people and show them something interesting, there's no telling what kind of movie you can create. So I hope this presentation has left you all excited and maybe even a little hopeful. Thank you for your time.